What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Junior and the Big Dog. This is episode number 7. We're going to be covering the targets for next year's class. We already covered the official commits. Link's going to be right up here. If you guys haven't checked that out, please do so. We're going to split it up this time, offense and defense. We know our last video ran a little long, so we're trying to condense things a little bit more for you guys. So our official targets, guys that we think we have a legitimate shot of landing for next year's class. Today's the offense. Let's get to it, baby. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Junior and the Big Dog, episode number 7.
There you go. All about the you.
All about the you, baby. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be covering the targets, the guys that we think we have a reasonable shot at getting for next year's class, So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can call them targets anymore because politically correct, you got to call them prospects because you're not allowed to call them targets.
Oh, yeah.
You got to call them prospects. But these are the ones that we believe that we have a realistic shot of getting.
Yeah.
And we have a video breakdown of all of them. Again, everybody, thank you for the support that you've given us. It's far greater than we've deserved. And for all the positive feedback, all the great comments, we're blessed. And we're blessed to get to do this, and we're blessed with your support. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share. And and give us some things that you want to see or constructive criticism or feedback. All types of feedback is welcome, and thank you so much. And we'll always engage with you.
And we're taking notes. We did get some constructive feedback in our last video, category 20. It ran a little longer than we anticipated, to be honest. So one of the comments that we got was maybe try to condensing things a little bit. So that's what we're basically doing with the prospects for 2020 is we're going to be covering the offense, and then we're going to be covering the defense in a separate video. So today we're just going to be covering the offense, and to see if condensing things a little bit, because we understand it's hard sometimes when a video is so long, the attention span kind of tends to dim out a little bit after.
People are busy. And people get busy.
So
we get it. Absolutely.
We get it. So we're making an effort to try to condense things for you guys. And, so.
And that's usually my fault. I'm the one that's long-winded. It's not you. So that's usually on me.
It's all good, man. Hey, sometimes we get going on a player and we take longer than we maybe should on a player, but we just like going into details, and there are some things that we don't want to leave out. So some players deserve maybe some more commentary than others. That's why some players run longer than others. But basically, we're just trying to inform you guys on as much information that we have, so you guys can have the information as well. So sometimes, it's just longer than anticipated. But so before this video gets long and we keep on rambling about all this, let's go ahead and jump into the offensive prospects for 2020.
Let's start off with the running backs. We already have obviously a great running back, our highest rated recruit in Don Chaney committed. So I think we will take one more running back. I covered 2 here. The interesting thing, I think both these running backs, whoever we don't get, we'll get the other, and the same with FSU. Because our first choice is Jalen Knighton from Deerfield Beach, along with our most recent recruit, Javier Restrepo. Jalen Knighton is our first choice. That's the guy we've wanted to pair. Jalen Knighton's very different than Chaney. Knighton is 5'9", 185, change of pace, all-purpose type of back. A great guy for a third down back.
The number three all-purpose ranked running back in the country, and 98th overall.
Correct. 98th ranked overall player, rating of 95.01. It's a high 4-star. As you mentioned, he was a third-ranked all-purpose. He's from Deerfield Beach High School. Offered by 31 schools, including Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, Florida, FSU, Michigan, all the usual suspect. The Crystal Ball has 10 votes on 247 Composite. By the way, all our rankings are 247 Composite and stats provided by Max Preps.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure people give them credit. 247 Composites showing 10 Crystal Ball votes, 5 of them for FSU and 5 on undecided or foggy.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't know. I think maybe he might feel that FSU, it'll be quicker playing time because with Miami, he knows Lingard and Cam Harris and Don Chaney and Asa Martin are all going to be there. So you wonder if maybe that plays into his thinking a little bit. He's visited Miami a ton. He's been there a bunch.
Well, he formerly committed to Oklahoma. And then there was talks about Clemson, gaining a lot of traction there, but it appears that kind of dimmed down quite a bit. So FSU seems to have the upper hand right now with the crystal ball predictions. But like you said, it depends on who we get. Frankly, yeah. I think, and that's what's going to ultimately determine where he goes.
Yep, absolutely. I do think I feel good about where we are with him because of how much he's visited.
Right.
So he is definitely our first choice. I think Miami's made that clear to him that, the person that we want to pair with Chaney is Jalen Knight. And it's a good pairing because they're different types of backs. Let's talk about his, he has a 40-yard dash of 4.51, 31.8 inch vert, shuttle of 4.41. Couldn't find stats, but I know he had a good junior season. Let's go. You want to go to the clip?
Let's go ahead and go to the clip.
Let's do it. And you're going to see here, you'll see what I'm talking about, the shiftiness. Look at that acceleration, tremendous acceleration into the hole, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Again, look at this. Look at this move. What a great move. And he cuts back twice back to the right.
That shows vision there.
No, tremendous vision, tremendous
spin.
Shiftiness. Look at that spin.
Spin again. There's 3 spins.
I'm telling you, he's something else. Has good top end speed. Runs tough. He can run behind his pads. He's just not a real big guy. I mean, he's not going to be that bruiser.
Yeah.
There you see taking a pitch out, going out wide, makes a quick cut. Again here. There you see. Runs tough.
I mean, I saw in a lot of those tackles, them trying to bring them down from the horse collar, man. A lot of flags could have been thrown.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the only way they could have brought him down, frankly, trying to get him by there. So that was kind of foul.
I think what they're looking at with Knighton is going to be that third down back, that guy that you can even split out in the slot. When you set up with our tight ends, we could set up in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends, and if you think we're just going to run the ball, then we pass it. If you try to play for the pass, then we could sit there and run it. Exactly. So then Knighton's one of those guys that gives you a lot of options because of the way he plays. So I am excited with Knighton. My only reservation with him is the fact that we have so much talent in the running back room. Is that the reason why he hasn't committed yet to Miami?
I think that shouldn't be a concern. I think that's a certainty. I think that's 100% why he hasn't committed to Miami. I mean, look at the talent that we have in the backfield right now. He's literally looking at the situation. He could more than likely go to FSU, and if not start right away, be next in line to start right away at Florida State. With Miami, it's not really the case. I mean, depending on what DJ does, if he comes back for his senior year, you got Harris, you got Lingard, you got Chaney. I mean, frankly,
Asa Martin's a top 10 back.
Come on, man. So you have to look at the situation, and you can't blame these kids. Yeah. They want to play, man. And they have big aspirations and big dreams. They want to be able to have enough playing time to maybe, frankly, make their ultimate dream come true and play in the big leagues in the NFL one year. So some of these guys look at these situations where they see a crowded backfield, and they're not gonna see that much opportunity to exploit their talents that'll get them to the next level. So you can't blame the kid for being hesitant to choose Miami because he sees the talent that we have.
Well, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't be scared of competition." I get that. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But you also have people talking in their ear
Yeah.
that are being more pragmatic about the situation. They're being more realistic about the situation.
You have to.
Hey, if you go there, you'll be able to play right away.
Yeah.
If you go here, maybe not. You know? So
And I think they understand too. It has okay. There's a difference between being scared of competition and understanding competition. There's a big difference. You have guys that won't be scared necessarily of competition, but they know football and they know talent when they see it as well. So they're not gonna. Knight might not be scared of Harris. He might not be scared of Asa Martin, of Don Chaney, of Lorenzo Lingard, but he knows that those are talented guys. So what are the chances that he's gonna be getting the bulk of the carries compared to those guys? I mean, you're looking at a timeshare situation between how many backs? Right. So when exactly is he going to get that opportunity to be that lead back and to get on, I don't know, close to 100 carries or whatever it might be
during the season? You mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. During the season, like when is he going to be able to see that opportunity realistically to exploit his talents? I mean, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Well, and for people that say, are they scared of competition? Listen,
no, man.
How often do you see the top two quarterbacks in the country go into the same school?
Yeah,
almost never, or never.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's reasons why people go places. So I'm not going to knock the kid if he doesn't come to us. That he has to make the decision that's best for him. I do think, like you said, he would have committed otherwise because he's visited us a bunch. I think I want to say he was at multiple practices, the scrimmage at Traz Powell. He might have even gone to the game in Orlando. Not sure about the game in Orlando, the spring game. But he's been there a bunch of times on campus.
Yeah.
So let's go to the guy who, if we don't get Knighton, I think there's one other person that they have a little bit higher on the board than Henry Parrish, but I do think Henry Parrish would be a heck of a consolation prize. Let's cover him now.
Yeah.
Henry Parrish is the other running back that's rumored to be to us. Tremendously productive, doesn't test well, but let's talk about what he's done last year playing against. He's at Miami Columbus High School. He's 5'10", 173, 3-star rating of 85.16. He's rated as the 60th best running back in the country, 872nd best overall player.
Yeah.
Offered by FSU, Michigan, Oregon, among 19 schools. The Crystal Ball with 247 composite has only one vote, and it is for Miami.
Right.
I think this could be that situation we're talking about, that whoever doesn't get Knighton will get Henry Parrish.
Well, I think that's probably why you only see one vote when it comes to the Crystal Ball.
Correct. I mean, listen, he plays against tough competition because Miami Columbus plays in Dade County, toughest competition you could probably ask for anywhere in the country. And he rushed for 1,878 yards as a junior at 10.4 yards a carry. Okay? So that's pretty impressive. Okay? He doesn't possess elite athleticism. I don't think he has a very high ceiling, but he does have a very high floor.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy who's proven to be productive. He ran a 4.66 40, 31.6 vertical, 4.43 in the shuttle. But he plays, and he plays well.
Right.
So listen, that would be a heck of a consolation prize.
Yeah.
And he probably needs to has to get up to like 190, I would think, in college. But you want to go ahead and take a look at the film with Henry Parrish?
Let's go ahead and take it. At 190, I think that's
he's 5'10".
He's 5'10", so I mean 185, 190. I think, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Let's take a look at his film. And this is his film as a junior. Now watch. Look at that nice move to the outside. Tremendous vision. Turns it back up, and then he gets tackled. You're going to see a lot of that. You know, he's a guy that's not going to break that 80-yarder in college probably, but he's a guy who can get you a lot of 8-yarders and a lot of 12-yarders.
Yeah.
And even here in high school, you don't see a lot of long touchdown runs with him, but what you see is a lot of runs where he gets good yardage.
Yeah, he does.
And he
made some good moves there.
Look at that. And for a lighter guy, he runs between the tackles pretty well.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he's shifty.
And what I like about him is he seems to have his decision making is very quick when he gets the ball.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. He doesn't waste any time. He'll make a move or two, but then he hits the hole.
He hits the hole. He's a north and south, not north.
I mean, he's shifty. He it's weird because he's not like a straight north and south because he'll make some moves because, like I said, he's not a big guy.
No, but his okay. I think I misspoke when I said that. His shiftiness comes when he's trying to make a move on a tackler.
To get the hole.
To get the hole, but once he has the hole, he just he gets the most amount of yards. He's not one of these guys that's gonna try to reverse the field on you. You're gonna see his shiftiness making a couple moves here and there to try to juke the defender that's coming. But once he does see a crease and once he does see a hole, he just threw it. And we saw it there with some of the clips in between the tackles. He sees a hole, he's gonna run right through it. He's not gonna be a guy that is gonna necessarily reverse field and outrun everybody, but he is going to be a guy that is going to get those tough yards for you.
Right. That's very well said.
Yeah,
I agree with you. That's the thing with him. And listen, you can't argue with production. You can't argue with production. When you play against top-notch competition and you average 10 yards a carry, you're doing something right.
You're doing something, exactly, 100%.
So I do want to mention other running backs to know. These are the only two that we're going to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Keziah Holmes, he at one time we thought he might be the second running back, fast guy, but I think he's going to end up at FSU, probably for the same reason. The crowded backfield might end up having him go elsewhere. One that I really am intrigued by, Marvin Scott III. I do think many people have him pegged to Virginia Tech. Okay, this is a young guy who is a tremendous weightlifter. He was a state champion weightlifter, small kid, but 5'8", like 195, a tank. Tremendously strong, pretty fast. He's one of these guys that's rising up the board. Everybody's paying attention to him now. I think Jalen Knighton is our first choice. Our second choice might end up being Marvin Scott III, and then our third choice might be Henry Parrish. Okay. So, but I don't know if we have any traction with this young man at all,
right?
With Marvin Scott. So we didn't include him in the clips, but that's really we're only going to take one more running back, and those are, I think, the only names to know. I think one of our running backs will come from those three, but most likely those two, either Jalen Knighton as first choice or Henry Parrish as second choice.
I personally don't see Knighton coming over here.
I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people have him pegged for FSU, and they might be right. They might be right. And you know what? We could do a lot worse than Henry Parrish.
No, absolutely, 100%.
So you want to go ahead and let's get to the wide receivers?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the wide receivers. We're going to be covering two wide receivers that we think we have a realistic chance of covering. And
I think we're covering three. I think we got three, because we got Mookie Cooper, we got Mark Britt, and Jalen Hyatt.
Ah, that's right. We do got Jalen Hyatt as well. That's right. Well, we'll first, three. Let's go ahead and cover first Mookie. Mookie.
Now the thing is, we already have at least two wide receivers committed and Brian Robinson and Marcus Fleming.
Hmm.
Javier Restrepo, if he's recruited as a wide receiver, that would make 3.
Right.
So there's a possibility we only take one more.
That's a good point.
I'm thinking we might even take 2, though. I do think we might take 2 more because of the fact with Javier Restrepo, we don't know if he's going to play safety or if we're going to use him in the slot
That's true.
or as a receiver. So let's go to Mookie Cooper, 5'8.5", 193-pounder, tremendous athlete, really solid. This guy, he reminds people a lot of Jeff Thomas because he's from Trinity Catholic High School in St. Louis, Missouri.
Hmm.
But I don't know. He sort of. I don't see the comparisons with Jeff. The young man himself feels like that's who he patterns his game after is Jeff Thomas. I see a lot of the explosiveness of Jeff Thomas,
Hmm.
but he's a thicker dude than Jeff Thomas. So, but this is a really highly rated guy. 96.31 is his rating. He's a high 4-star, 12th best receiver in the country, 66th best overall player.
Hmm.
He was formerly committed to Texas, and all the usual suspects have offered
The
him.
usual suspects.
Yeah, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida, LSU, Oklahoma, 33 different schools have offered him. The Crystal Ball for 247 has 8 votes showing. Illinois basically got 5 of the 8.
Hmm.
Miami got 2 of the 8. And then Texas, who he was committed to, got 1.
Hmm.
I think what's going to come down to the thing with Mookie Cooper is that he has a lot of friends that sign with Illinois.
Hmm.
Okay. So, but he doesn't want to go to the Big Ten and lose.
Right.
So I think he hasn't committed again because he's waiting to see what Lovie Smith does at Illinois. Because if they struggle, which I think they will, they had some transfers, they have some problems there at Illinois.
Yeah.
If they have a bad season, I think he's ours to lose.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. And I do expect Illinois to have a bad year. I don't expect them. I think if they're even a 500 year where they make a bowl game,
Mhm.
one of the early bowls, I don't think that's going to get a Mookie Cooper. I think he would go to us. So
I know it was only at Trinity Catholic, but his high school numbers are pretty impressive. His varsity totals, he played 19 games in total, 49 receptions, 1,239 yards. Okay, for those of you that you don't have to do the math, but that's 25 yards, 25.3 yards a carry, a reception. So, guys.
His junior year, he was even better. He was at 29.8 yards of reception. That's like Marcus Fleming numbers.
There you go. And he had 13 total touchdowns as in his varsity career. So, I mean, he does seem very similar to Jeff Thomas. He's short, so he definitely looks like he's gonna be. But this is the thing with traditionally, you could look at a receiver size and say, okay, this guy might be a slot, and this guy might play, on the outside. With Dan Enos, who knows, man?
He'll use anybody anywhere.
Who knows with Dan Enos,
He does. And listen, when you look at this, Mookie Cooper, by the way, they've used him running the ball, I guess, on jet sweeps and stuff.
Yeah.
He's averaged 18 yards a carry.
Yeah.
On that. 4.49 40-yard dash, 35.7-inch vert, and a shuttle of 4.37.
Yeah.
Just an explosive guy, but really, really thick.
I really like Mookie though, man.
I do too. I do too.
Let's go ahead and look at some of his video.
You want to go ahead and look at the video?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. All right, here we go, getting it started. Now watch, little short pass. Yeah, stiff arm, takes it to the sideline. Bye-bye. He's gone. Yeah, you know what? I do see those comparisons. The way he plays to Jeff Thomas, he's just thicker. Look at this. Look at this. Reverses field.
Yep.
Turns it on. Yeah, you're not going to catch him. Oh, you did catch him. Wow. All right. So now you're going to see a pitch out.
Reverses field again.
Look at this. Look at this. Finds the end zone. Now playing in the snow. Yeah, he's gone. He turns it on and opens it up. Good top end speed too. There's the jet sweep that we were talking about.
Man,
Look at that.
boy, guys. Whew.
Did you see how he broke through that? And we're gonna see another one here. Look at that. Breaks it. That's what I'm talking about being solid. He's just thick. He's
Yeah,
a
he is
big
thick,
dude.
but he's thick and he has the speed and he has everything else to go with it. So,
And he's talked
man,
really highly of Miami. He has talked really, really highly of
yeah,
Miami. I mean, I think it's a battle between Miami and Illinois, and I think nothing matters in terms of how we recruit them or what we say. It's going to come down to we need to have a much better season, because if we're close to Illinois, then all those friendships of all those guys that he played with are going to pull him there. But I don't think we'll be close. I think we will be a 10 plus win season,
yeah.
and I think Illinois will be down there, and I think he's ours for the taking.
But those ties have to be strong in Illinois, man, because a guy of his stature and his talent level, I mean, they have him leaning to Illinois over all the usual suspects, like we said, Bama, Ohio State, Florida, LSU, and Miami.
Yeah,
So, I mean, those ties have to be tight
yeah.
in
I mean,
Illinois.
I think he's talked about that, and I've seen some interviews with him. He's talked about. I mean, there's a bunch, because Trinity Catholic has a really good program. They're in Missouri,
Mhm,
and I think a lot of they get recruited pretty heavily.
mhm.
And he has guys that are on the team already, guys that signed that are committed for 2020. He has like 5, 6 friends and former teammates at Illinois. So
Okay.
I do think that if Illinois has a big, I'm not going to say big because they're not going to have a big season, but let's say they have an 8-win season, that might be enough. That might be enough to where he thinks he can make a difference to get him over the hump.
Maybe they would have had a better season if Jeff Thomas would have stayed.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Thank God he didn't. But this guy looks up to Thomas. I think they might have met, because even though they're not really all that close, I think they might have met. But he looks up to Jeff Thomas and he patterns his game after him,
Yeah,
and you see a lot of that explosiveness.
for sure.
So, you want to go to the next receiver,
Let's go ahead and go to Mr. Mark Britt.
Mark Britt. This is a former commit. He was committed to Miami at one point. Then everybody had him going to Florida,
Mhm.
and there hasn't been a lot of contact recently, or a lot talking about him. But this is one that, forgive me if it ends up being wrong, but I believe Miami will circle back with
Mhm.
Mark Britt, and I'll tell you why. We have, well, just look at the receivers we signed. Brian Robinson's an outside the numbers type of guy. Your point is 100% true that Dan Enos will use you anywhere.
Yeah,
But in terms of different looks, Brian Robinson is our legitimate outside the numbers guy.
100%.
Marcus Fleming is a smallish guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Javier Restrepo, smallish guy.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So
Britt is 6'2",
there you go.
190, and so he could definitely
He's an
be
outside the numbers guy.
the wide receiver that plays
Right.
outside the numbers.
Right. He's from Miami Christian School. He actually, I think he's just been recently added to Champagnat Catholic, where Gregory Rousseau is from.
Greg the Freak.
Yep. And used to play also at Carroll City. He has a rating of 92.80. He's a 4-star, solid 4-star, 9th rated athlete in the country, 189th overall player.
Mhm.
As I said, he was previously committed to Miami. Not a lot of contact recently, but I do think Miami's going to double back to him.
Yeah.
He's also been offered by Alabama, Florida, Penn State, among 16 schools. There's 3 crystal ball votes.
And neither one of them have any idea. I mean, for the crystal ball, they basically are not. There's no consensus, I think, with the crystal ball, because you got one from Miami, one from Florida, one for Florida, I mean, and then you got one that's undecided. So
Correct.
I mean, but to your point, if Miami does double back, since he did previously commit to Miami, I think he's definitely somebody that we could snag.
Mhm. I do, and I think he wants to play at Miami. And I think the fact that if he's playing for Chepignac Catholic this year is going to help us
Yeah.
because he knows Rousseau and he knows what Rousseau's done
Hmm.
and what he's going to do on the college football world.
Yeah.
So listen, I think that this young man is there for the taking, and I think we're going to look at the size, and we're
Yeah.
going to want that size. You want let's go ahead and look at Mark Britt's clips.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it going here. All right. All right, let's get it started. There you see him circled and watch. Beautiful catch. Fends off the defender.
Not beautiful throw too.
Yeah, it was. That actually was a really nice throw. And now you're going to see him here again. Nice move back of the end zone. Even those two guys there made himself open. Got the touchdown.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something to be said for size at wide receiver, especially if you know how to use that size. Look at this play. Look at this play and look at this catch. Lays out for it. Right there, touchdown.
Beautiful.
And there you see, I mean, he has a college football body already.
Oh, for sure.
He's college football ready.
Yeah.
Now you have him see him here on the outside. He's going to accelerate. Accelerates right past the guy. Ball was a little underthrown. If not, he would have taken it to the house.
Oh, absolutely. He was gone if that would have been a well thrown ball.
Yep. So
But yeah, he's one of those guys, man. He's 6'2". He could play on the outside. You always want to have one of those guys, frankly.
listen, and again, your point, I'm not arguing. You're 100% correct. Enos will use you everywhere. He wants you to learn X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but like you said, I think those would be more like special kind of packages. But like when he wants to run a traditional offense, I think the guys that we mentioned that we think that are smaller are going to be playing in the slot, and then you need outside of the numbers guys. I mean, you just do. And he's
one of the things that we like is we have Evidence Njoku who's 6'6". We have Hightower who's like 6'3" or 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
D. Wiggins is 6'3". Besides our tight ends, we got Mallory's 6'5".
Mm-hmm. And frankly, you always need a receiver that you could throw the ball up to. Especially when it comes to fade routes in the red zone or a corner of the end zone, you need wide receivers with length and with height.
Well, listen,
that bill.
Jeremiah Payton is 6'1". Yeah. Brian Robinson is 6'1.5".
Yeah.
So having that length, it helps. It helps. And like you said, a quarterback's best friend is when he sees you in one-on-one and he can throw the ball up in the air and you're going to high point the ball and you're going to protect him where he's not going to throw a pick.
100%.
Okay. Look at Darrell Langham. Look at the Georgia Tech game and the Florida State game.
And the Florida State game.
What did he do?
Went up and got it, especially that Florida State game.
Rozier threw it up, made it a 50-50 ball, and Langham, 6'4", jumped up in the air and snatched it.
Which was a touchdown. I don't care what anybody says. His knee was down short of the goal line.
Those are just
haters. It was a touchdown.
Seminole fans, that's all. But that size helps. So we got shorter guys, two of the three that we have committed so far. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to look at size. Now, this is the guy who I really, really want. So let's go to Jalen Hyatt.
I wonder if it has anything to do with his 40.
Might have a little bit.
And his vert.
Yeah, it might have a little bit to do with his 40 and his vert.
Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Hyatt, he's actually committed to Virginia Tech. So I do want to tell people this. But Miami has visited him, I believe, twice already. I think they're making some headway. I think the young man's going to make a trip down. He's from Dutch Fork High School in Irmo, South Carolina. 6 foot, 162 pounds.
I've never heard of that school in my life.
Me either. 87.78 rating. He's a high three-star. 88th wide receiver in the country, 474th best overall player, offered by Michigan, Penn State, and Virginia Tech among 16 schools, is committed to Virginia Tech, and all 6 crystal ball picks are with Virginia Tech. Okay?
But
My opinion. This is this. I'll take you out of the mix for this one.
Uh,
Okay, so I can get all the hate.
yeah.
I believe Miami flips it.
Why?
I think the fact that Virginia Tech has the issues that it has with Fuente, of you saw with Trayvon Hill, um, quarterback that transferred out, bunch of guys transferring out of Virginia Tech. Fuente is on the hot seat.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I think the fact that this young man sees Virginia Tech is a program that's floundering, and he sees the whole thing with Manny and the transfer portal is a program that's on the rise. I think the fact that he likes that we have Dan Enos, this young man, by the way, his 40 time, 4.31 laser timed, 4.3140.
No, no, but not just that. His
30
vert, 39 inches.
and his shuttle,
He's an elite.
4.18.
He's an elite athlete. He's an elite athlete.
They even have him listed at Huddle that he benched 285. I
Now
don't know
he,
if that's true.
yeah, no, because I mean, he's 6 foot, listed at 162. If you're benching 285 and you're 162 pounds, that would be pretty impressive.
Yeah,
So,
that would be impressive. So I don't know if that's the case, but the 431, there's no doubt it was laser time.
but I think the size, I think the fact that he's only 162 pounds, he played at a school that, hey, if anybody watching has ever heard of Dutch Fork High School in Irma, South Carolina, let me know, man. Because I've never heard of that school. So I don't know if the fact that he played at a very small school, the fact that he's undersized as of right now, that has to be the reason why he's rated so low. Because when you got a guy that's running a 4.3 or a 4.31, vertical 39 inches, shuttle 418, and supposedly benching 285. I mean, I don't see how he's rated that low. So
I think he's one of these guys that's physically maturing. He still hasn't grown into his body. You're probably looking at he's like you said, 6 foot 162. You're probably looking at 175, 180 before he sees the field. But his rating's going to take off. I mean, and the thing is, he's productive. It's not like he's this athlete. Oh, but he hasn't done anything.
let's I'm gonna go ahead and read off some of his production here. Receiving, his sophomore year, he played 13 games, had 43 receptions, 947 yards. That's an average of 22 yards, 72.8 yards a game, and he had 10 touchdowns. But his junior year, all right, you guys ready for this? He played 13 games, had 71 receptions for 1,316 yards. That's an average of 18.5. And he had 21 touchdowns in his junior year. So,
There you go. So you're looking at tremendous speed, 6-footer. He's 6 foot tall.
yeah,
Tremendous speed, tremendous athleticism, and he's producing.
yeah,
And if you look at him, he looks like he's heavier than 162 because he's well put together.
yeah. Now, well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get to his video.
Let's get to the video. All right, here we go. Getting started. You see him circled there. He is number 7. Look at this layout.
That get off.
One-handed, baby. One-handed catch.
Beautiful.
And now you're going to see he should be celebrating that one. Okay, there he's shattered again. Yeah, when he turns on the jets, now you see here, takes a slant. Look at this. Look at this.
God,
Look
man.
at that
Look at that
move.
move.
Touchdown. Speed kills, man.
And we understand that this competition is not the best, most likely, but I mean, regardless.
No, and the way he just separates at the end when he has that extra gear.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. Laser time 4.31 in high school is ridiculous. You're looking at a kid if he gets with a guy who was a track coach and stuff like that. You're looking at a guy at a combine could run a 4.25 by the time he's done with college.
That last one was a great move, and he went up and got that ball. So no, yeah, 100%.
I mean, first off, again, you remember me saying this again. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but I've said this.
Don't hammer the point, man.
No, but it's like
PETA, hey, we might get flagged by PETA if we keep on mentioning these dead horses. I'm telling you.
But seriously, dude, you look at that guy. Please tell me somebody in this world how there's 87 wide receivers better than him in the country. I'll wait.
He's undersized, man.
6 foot. He's 6 foot.
No. I'm saying though,
He's
yeah, but that's
underweight a little bit, but in high school,
not a little bit, dude. I mean,
no, but we're talking high school. We're
yeah,
talking high school. He
but
gets up to 175. That's putting on 13 pounds. That in college he'll do like that. 4.31,
yeah,
71 catches,
yeah.
21 touchdowns. Please, somebody. Okay, fine. He's not from South Florida. He doesn't play in a hotbed of football, but he does play in South Carolina, which has decent football. But 4.31, 39 inches on the vertical leap.
Mm-hmm.
Please, somebody tell me if there's 87 receivers in this country better than Jalen Hyatt.
There has to be something there, man.
Dude, I'm sorry. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. What happens there is
you don't
his offer sheet. Change this offer sheet. See this offer sheet? Change it. Add Alabama to it and tell me where he's ranked. Please.
4-star off rip. 100%.
Okay, then. I mean, I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to tell me a kid that's 6 foot tall, runs a 4.31 40, caught 71 balls with 21 touchdowns in one season as a junior. How is that kid not a top 10 wide receiver in the country?
But I feel like we should just. Oh man.
I'm sorry that there's no way.
But I feel like we should stop talking about him because
No,
I don't know. I don't know how you see the flip, man. I'm so excited about this guy, and I just don't see how you see the flip of him.
See the flip.
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you
crazy.
why. I'll tell you why. The fact that we visited him twice, it said that first time I visited, something went well for a coach to get there again. The fact that Virginia Tech has these issues, the fact that we love speed as much or more than any college in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think a flip with him is likely. Okay? Now, we'll end that like that, but I believe a flip is likely. And I think we have a good shot this year.
Hey, I hope you're right, man. And if you are right, I'll bow down to you because this is a guy. Yeah, I'm super excited when you see that much speed and just the talent.
I'm telling you, 4.31 laser time is ridiculous.
All you gotta do is start off. Oh, this guy runs a 4.31. What?
This kid isn't a senior. This kid isn't a senior yet.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see where he's gonna be at in terms of weight after his senior year, and I'm excited to see what kind of numbers he puts up in his senior year.
I'm telling you, this is a guy that could, 4 years down the line, obviously, God forbid, no injuries, obviously, but
I'm gonna blame you so hard when this guy doesn't flip. Be like, man, you got me so excited about this dude, and he's already went to Virginia.
But let me ask you a question: if you're a wide receiver, what offense do you want to play in? Dan Enos' offense with one of those 3 highly rated quarterbacks, or Virginia Tech that has all the issues where you don't even know who the coach might be next season?
Who does Virginia Tech have at wide receiver right now?
They have some talent at wide receiver. They usually do. But the situation there with Fuente and
I just there's a lot of these kids that we've said it before, and we're seeing it more. The depth that we're creating at all these position groups. So,
but who's going to be our top 2 receivers this year?
Our top 2 receivers this year in terms of what?
Catches, yards.
KJ Osborne catches. Jeff Thomas yards.
Okay. KJ Osborne's gone after this year because of eligibility. He's done with eligibility.
Yeah.
Jeff Thomas might be going to the NFL. Probably going to the NFL.
Yeah, but you still got...
Hold on. I know we got depth. But our top 2 receivers are gone.
Yeah.
Kid runs a laser time 4.31 as a junior in high school. You think he's worried about getting on the field?
Yeah, no. All right. Hopefully he flips, big dog.
I'm hoping. Let me give you some more names to know at the wide receiver. Xavier Henderson. Clemson leads on the crystal ball. Some people have him like we're making traction, we're making up ground. I don't see it. His brother plays at Florida, so C.J. Henderson's his brother. So listen, I think he ends up at Florida, frankly, even though crystal ball they show him at Clemson as a leader. Arian Smith, everybody has him going to FSU. I think he will go to FSU, but we are recruiting him hard. Marcus Rosemi, this is a guy that crystal ball says Georgia. I always thought he would end up at Ohio State. He said that he wanted Miami to give him more attention when he was still leaning towards Ohio State.
Right.
That Miami wasn't actually hitting him up very much. I think that contact has improved. They're contacting Rosemi more, but I still don't necessarily think enough to get him away from Ohio State. Crystal ball says Georgia. I think he ends up at Ohio State. Gary Bryant Jr., everybody has him at USC. That's the guy that you called me when we offered him right away. And Darren Turner is another name to know. I like him. I do think we have a shot with him. He's from Memphis. Elijah Kenyon. We might end up circling back with Kenyon. He has good size. And, we're doing a great job with Hollywood Chaminade recruiting that.
We are, for sure.
Absolutely. We got Willie Moyes, Cam Williams, and Keontra Smith.
Yeah.
From Chaminade. Caleb Long is a 6'5" receiver from Tampa Chamberlain. Interesting guy, kind of raw. Rome Udinese from Bishop Gorman, tall and athletic. I think he's very underrated. He's a guy we've offered, but we have traction with Bishop Gorman because of Tate Martell, Bubba Bolden, and of course Brevin Jordan,
right?
The ambassador. So that's a guy to know. Kentron Portier is tall, another tall receiver from Miami, Palmetto, and then there's one more, Aju is the guy's name.
I want that guy just to say his name.
He's really
Let's
raw.
go, Aju.
Yeah, he's tall and athletic, but he's very raw. He just moved down from Canada in order, I think, to further his dream here with the football. But those are the other names to know. I think from this group, I think we probably end up with Mookie and with Jalen Hyatt, and if not, we go with Mark Britt. I think that's how we end up.
I think it's Mookie and Mark Britt, my friend. I'm not with you.
Right.
I'm not with you on the Hyatt train. I mean, I would love Hyatt, obviously, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But let's go ahead and move to tight end with Darnell Washington.
Yeah, this is the only tight end I think I covered that we have.
He's 6'5.5", 200.
No, he's 6'7.5".
What did I say? 6'5"? Yeah, 6'7.5", 248 pounds. Desert Pines High School, which is in Las Vegas. His rating is a 99.43, 5-star. The number 2 athlete in the country and the 14th best overall player. He's been offered, obviously, when you got a guy of that stature and that caliber, you're going to be offered by everybody, the usual suspects: Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, among 35 other schools. Crystal Ball has 3 votes, 2 for Bama, 1 for Georgia. Obviously, he's a freak athlete, but you think he has a shot to come down here?
I do. I think we have a shot. I think the fact that we've recruited Las Vegas so well has helped us in this battle. Now, the crystal ball, you said, has 2 for Bama, 1 for Georgia. Now, mind you, do I think – okay, Miami has already a tight end committed in Dominic Mammarelli, who you know how much I like him, a 4-star.
Yeah, for sure.
And Mammarelli's a stud. I really like Mammarelli a lot.
Yeah.
I think we take one more tight end because I think we wanted to get 2 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a given. I don't think that's an automatic. I think with the fact that we have Mammarelli, we're going to be very choosy with the other tight end if we do get him. That's one of the reasons why we're pressing so hard on Darnell Washington. Remember, our tight ends coach, Stephen Field, is a ace recruiter. That guy is a monster recruiter. So I think he has us in the game. Now, again, this kid can pick any school he wants. When you're 6'7.5", 248 pounds, and you're that tremendous of an athlete, his stats are not really impressive because he plays defense. They have him on a defensive. I think he actually plays defense more than he does offense.
Right.
But a 4.69 40, 32.5-inch vertical leap, 4.46 shuttle. He runs 100 meters, 11.34 in the 100, and he benches, they say, 265. One of the things I want to point this out, that's one of the reasons why when we talk Will Mallory, everybody's crazy about this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ran an 11.34 meters at 6'7.5". Awesome. Tremendous freak athlete.
Right.
Yeah. Will Mallory's almost half a second faster.
Yeah.
In the 100 meter.
Yeah.
Just so people know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but let's take a look at him. You want to? Let's go ahead and
let's
look at.
Let's go ahead and look at the video.
At the video. Go get it started. You're going to see him here, spot shadowed. You can see how much bigger he is than everybody.
I was going to say, yeah, you can see how big he is, man.
But he high points the ball.
Yeah, he does.
He high points the ball, which I'll tell you what. Of course, I mean, being, I'm sure he's a primetime basketball player too. And there you go. He looks like it's a grown man playing keep away with a kid. He's so much bigger than everybody else.
That's abuse, though, man. That's not fair, man.
Yeah, he's a monster. Now you see why he's being recruited by everybody and why his rating.
It's like
that poor kid is like, you guys have me trying to tackle a giant.
That's hilarious watching these guys trying to tackle this man.
You see how he high points the ball?
Yeah, he does for sure. And you see him
blocking.
as a blocker, right?
Yeah, that guy ends up on the sidelines.
Yeah, he does. You got a guy of that size. I mean, I just feel bad for anybody, trying to make a play.
Listen, this guy, there's no surprise. There's no surprise why this guy is so highly rated.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you ask me what are our chances, the fact that we use tight ends as much as we're going to use them, I believe, in Dan Enos' offense. Remember what Dan Enos did at Arkansas when they had Hunter Henry and Jeremy Sprinkle at Auburn. Mm-hmm. Both those guys ate a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, Henry ended up being a first-round draft choice, I think, or first or second, and Sprinkle ended up being a pretty high draft choice.
Right.
So he knows that Dan Enos knows how to make tight ends look really, really good.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I'm excited about Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory.
Yeah.
Do I feel great? Like I know for a fact he's coming? I don't. Okay. Since we do percentages a lot, I'll do percentages. 25% is what I give us.
It's better than nothing.
Hey, a guy like that, you take your swings.
Yeah, you do.
You take your swings. So and it's not like we need tight ends. Because we have a stud in Mammarelli. We still have Larry Hodges, who was a 2019 recruit. And obviously we have, to me, the best pair of tight ends in the country with Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory.
Yeah.
So
I like the fact that we're swinging for the fences nonetheless.
Listen, the only other tight ends I think are names to know. Blake Smith. He's a 6'4", 247-pounder from South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. South Lake Carroll is a really well-known program, produces great football players. And Sage Ennis is the other one to know, 6'4", 220, but I think he's probably going to go to FSU. I think we have a shot at Smith, and I think we have a good shot at Smith. Now, I will say if we strike out on Smith, I don't think, and Sage Ennis goes to FSU, if we don't get Washington, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't think we take another tight end.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think we take another tight end. Now, mind you, if we take Washington, of course, 100% he's a take.
Yeah.
So we pair him up with Mammarelli. I do think if we don't get Washington, Blake Smith will be a take for sure.
Yeah.
To pair him with Mammarelli, and then if Ennis ends up with FSU, we don't get those two. I don't think we take any.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
So that wraps it up for the tight ends. I think this little portion here, we're going to be covering the offensive linemen. A lot of you guys have been worried about the offensive line. I think guys might be a little more worried than me and my old man are when it comes to the offensive line, but we do understand your concerns. So I think this portion of this podcast, I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in hearing. So you can see the our targets, our prospects on the offensive line that we could possibly get.
Yep. Yeah, and by the way, I put them in order not of position. I put them in order of rating.
Exactly.
So whether they're tackle or guard, I put them in order of the rating, the highest rated guys.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we're in good shape. We really are in good shape, guys.
Let's start off with Jalen Rivers.
Jalen Rivers, 6'6", 331-pounder out of Oak Leaf High School in Orange Park, Florida. His rating is 93.90. He's a solid 4-star, 13th rated tackle in the country, and 135th overall player. Offered by the usual suspects. And by the way, like I said, I hate when Miami fans talk about, oh, we lost this player to Bama and Clemson. We also win our share of vitals.
Oh, we do.
And more than our share.
Yes.
And yeah, I get it. If they're in our backyard, they should go. If they're in the state of Miami, they should go to Miami. But we still get those.
Yeah, but these teams are also winning national championships.
That's fine, and we'll be there too.
No, I know, but no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that a lot of these kids that we quote unquote lose. Right. I mean, you got Bama and you got Clemson, and these guys are winning national championships. These kids want to be a part of something special. Frankly, we're not there. I think we're going to get there very soon. But these schools, Bama, Clemson, Georgia, they're always in the mix.
They're knocking on the door, right?
They're always on the mix. They're always knocking on the door, and these kids, frankly, want to be a part of something special. And we see it in the NFL draft. You had some guys commenting on they just wanted to take players from that Clemson and Alabama national championship. So playing for those schools that are playing on that stage and being on spotlight, for those big time schools that are going to be in the playoffs, that are going to be competing and knocking on the door for national championships. Obviously, I think that brings up their draft stock just because of those reasons, frankly.
No, true. But here's the thing, though. I do want to point out, I think the fact that Miami does have a tradition of being dominant on Saturdays and on Sundays, very important. Nobody's dominated Sundays the way the University of Miami has.
I get that.
Hold on. I'll tell you something else.
You're being an old head with that, man.
No.
That's going back. These kids, I don't think care so much about the 80s and.
But I'm going to tell you something else. Knowing that we have that tradition, okay, knowing that we put players in the league, and I'm not talking about the 80s. I'm talking about now.
Right.
Okay, we're always top 5 in number of players in the NFL.
Yeah, but what's the last player that has?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
This is my point.
Me and the big dog kind of disagree on this right here a little bit.
This is my point. Manny has turned the whole 180 on the juice that the program has right now because of what we did in the transfer portal, but we did about getting Dan Enos. Okay, so in terms of recruiting, we're recruiting in our backyard. The fact that our players are legendary. Name me a linebacker from Bama that can match Ray Lewis. I'll wait.
I get that, man, but
No, but we're talking about players that just went into the Hall of Fame now.
Fine.
These kids know that. Name me a safety better than Ed Reed. I'll wait.
Name me the last first-round draft pick for the Miami Hurricanes.
Dude, but we get draft picks.
Oh, that's not my point, though. That's not my point, though. We could only.
But we're talking about the past.
But these kids don't care about the past anymore.
No, we're talking about
we're far removed from the past.
Correct, but we have Manny Diaz now. We didn't have him before.
Fine, but the hype was here with Rick, and the hype was here when we went 10-0.
Okay, but the hype wasn't here the way it is now with recruiting.
Okay, dude, that 2018 class, that was Rick.
Great. Correct. And then Miami owned the portal in 2019.
I get it. Okay. I get it.
So we're putting good classes together.
I know. All right.
My point on that is that there's also something to be said when a team is on the cusp of doing something special, and you want to be a part of it. A lot of these kids talk about that when they get interviewed. They say they'll say things like, Miami's really doing something special. It really is the new Miami. I can see myself being a part of that, because kids also like to think that they're part of the group that puts a team over the top. If you go to Clemson, you go to Bama, listen, they've been doing fine without you. You know? So that thing of being a part of something that's building, that there's something intriguing there for a lot of guys.
Yeah. No, you're right. I get that point. I get that point.
So
I get that point.
When people say make the crib great, what do they mean? They mean just that.
Yeah.
You want to be part of the class that turns it around.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys that we have committed, that's what they talk about.
Yeah.
We're about to do something special.
No, I get it. Hopefully, man. Hey, let's go ahead and try to attack these offensive linemen, so we could try to keep this video, not as long as the other one. Sure. So let's go ahead. Jalen Rivers.
Now, he was offered by, you mentioned Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Florida, among 20 schools.
Yeah.
6 votes on the crystal ball with 247. 4 of them are for Miami.
Yeah.
A couple just recently. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why this is important. At one time, he has a teammate who's a highly rated defensive end named Chance Williams. Mm-hmm. Okay. At one time, Williams and Rivers always talked that they were a package deal. Wherever one went, the other went.
Right.
Okay. At one time, Miami led for both.
Mm-hmm.
It seems now with Chance Williams, I think he might be a little concerned with what we have at defensive end. Okay. And apparently that's no longer a package deal. Now, we're still in play for Chance Williams. Mm-hmm. So we still might get both, and it might be a package deal.
Right.
But Jalen Rivers, in fact, I think he's sort of canceled a trip, or he had said he was taking a trip to Florida and now is going to Miami that weekend and not to Florida. So that's why you've seen a couple of crystal ball picks for Rivers lately. I think we get him. Okay. I definitely think we get him. And I don't know, like I said, I don't think he's a package deal with Chance Williams any longer. Mm-hmm. But I do think Rivers is ours to lose. Now, people.
What do you? Yeah, I was gonna say, based on his size, what do you think? A guard or tackle?
I think he's a tackle. Yeah, I think he's a tackle. Now, I do understand why some people feel that he might not be a left tackle. Because of athleticism.
Athleticism is not where it needs to be.
Correct.
For those pass rush, yeah.
Correct. I mean, his 40 was a 5.67, a 22.5-inch vert.
Yeah.
He's carrying a little bit of bad weight. He is, but he's also 6'6", so 6'6", 331. I think. Okay, I'll say this. I think we get Jalen Rivers and Isaiah Walker.
Okay.
Both. Okay, I think we flip Isaiah Walker from South Carolina. Now, if you look at those two players, I think Walker's the better left tackle, and Rivers is the right tackle.
Yeah. But let's go ahead. The clips that we're about to show, you're going to see he's going to be number 54, and he's going to be playing left tackle. So let's go ahead and jump into that clip.
Let's go ahead and go to Jalen Rivers. And there you see him. He's spot shadowed. He's playing left tackle there. Look at this. Look at that block. See, he's pretty athletic. He moves okay for a huge guy.
Yeah.
There you see, yeah, you had no shot there. Ends up with a pancake. You see him here as the left tackle again. Knocks the guy to the ground. Throws that guy, throws him away. Okay, now this is the point that I don't see with some people. Do you see anything there that tells you he couldn't be a left tackle? Forget about his weight. Look at the way he moves. He carries that weight damn well for a high school kid.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. And he's big, man. He's big.
So he's a mauler, and he loves mauling people.
But we'll see. I mean, it's a much different competition once you start facing defensive ends at the college football level. But
it is. But I think he has the ability to play left tackle.
That's what I was gonna say. I think the potential for him to play at left tackle could definitely be there. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on to Isaiah Walker, who we think. Yeah, I think you mentioned it. You think he might have even more of a chance to to fill that spot.
He did. Now he's 6'4", 302. Tremendous athleticism. He actually, even though he says they list him at 302, he went to the opening in February and he weighed 283 at 6'4". So he was a little bit lighter.
Okay.
From Miami Norland, from Norland High School. His rating's 93.85, solid 4-star, 14th rated tackle. He's actually rated as a tackle right behind Jalen Rivers,
Right.
who's a 13th tackle. So Walker's a 14th rated tackle, 138th overall player. Currently, he's committed to South Carolina, but many believe that Miami will flip, and I think we actually have a crystal ball pick that actually has Miami flipping him, and I believe that as well. He's also offered by Ohio State, FSU, Florida, Auburn, among 14 schools. Tremendously athletic. 5.17 40-yard dash, 29-inch vert, and a shuttle shows him right at 5 seconds. Listen, I think this kid is a left tackle. I think a lot of people see him as a plug-and-play left tackle. And if we have Isaiah Walker at the left tackle and Jalen Rivers at the right tackle, we have ourselves one hell of offensive line. Now, mind you, let's see what's going on with Zion Nelson and some of the other talent that we have there. But we're looking at two primetime tackles. Everybody in Miami and Canes fam, you all wanted tackles? We got tackles.
We got tackles. That's why I said this was going to be a big portion, a big, this was going to hit big with a lot of people having questions about the offensive line. Not just that we're looking at high caliber tackles, but the fact that we're still going to have a lot of the guys that we brought in, this year in Surge 19, this is going to provide depth at the position.
Yep.
And I think we're finally going to be able to see the competition created between these guys, in this year's class and in next year's class. The competition is going to make these guys better, and then we're going to be able to see, in my opinion, this offensive line playing to its full potential. And then you're going to be looking at next year, if a guy gets dinged up, and he has to miss a couple games, we're not going to be, in such a big hole as maybe we possibly could be in this year, frankly. So we have a lot of talent and a lot of guys that, we could possibly get coming into next year on the offensive line. And I think that's big, because I think one of the biggest criticisms and the biggest questions from a lot of Hurricanes fans have been, when are we going to return to those days of just having that dominant offensive line?
Listen, here's the thing, and I want people to realize this. Number one is Butch Berry has NFL bona fides. That means a lot of players. Not only the fact that he's a tremendous teacher, and even the players that have just had contact with him a short period of time, you've seen what he's done with the offensive line, what he's done with Zion Nelson. Not only is he a tremendous teacher, he's a big aid in recruiting. And almost all of these recruits, one of the things that they said is the fact that he's coaching the NFL means a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, be honest with you, I think we get our top two tackles.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get three tackles, but I think we get Rivers and I think we get Isaiah Walker. You want to go ahead and let's take the Walker video?
Let's go ahead and get into the Walker video.
Here we go. There, you're going to see him here shadowed. There he is on the second level. Yeah. Crushes, nice block.
Two of them.
Yep. We blocked two guys out. Now look. He ends up pancaking a guy on the ground. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful block there.
You got some help on that one, but still, he finished the playoff.
Yep. Finishes off another guy on the ground. Now, it's just funny that everybody sees there. You see another guy on the ground. Now, watch this second level blocking. Look at this. Folks, this is at least a 280-pounder.
This is what I love to see right there. But he runs a low 5.
Yeah, he does. He does. Look at this. And I love the little graphics that they put on there. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Listen, I think we flip them from South Carolina. I do. and I think Butch Berry's a big part of that.
All
I
right,
do.
we'll see. You want to go ahead
You're
and go
looking
to
for our next
Connor?
tackle. Listen, guys, we really could end up. Oh man, I mean, I'm not going to say our top three. I do think we get our top two. Let's go ahead and let's go with Connor McLaughlin,
Yeah,
6'7", 260-pounder from Jesuit High School in Tampa, a rating of 90, so he's a 4-star, 27th ranked tackle in the country, 305th overall player,
mhm.
offered by USC, Michigan State, FSU, but also Harvard.
Smart guy.
Yeah, offered by Harvard, Yale, and Dartmouth. So this guy is a monster in the classroom too.
Among 27 other schools as well, though.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down with him. At one time, he was really leaning heavy towards us. He spoke some really high things of USC, but USC they have a coach on the hot seat also in Clay Helton.
Like Adam Agamal, because I believe he did play basketball, so he was a little bit of a late bloomer in football. But I think that is actually a good thing because I think based on the film that we've seen, and we're going to cover it soon, I mean, I think he's only going to get better, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's third on our list in terms of rated tackles, he's probably my favorite because he plays with a nasty streak.
Yeah, he does. You're,
He
you're gonna you're gonna
plays
you're gonna see some
nasty.
nasty pancakes, man.
He does. He has an edge on him. And 6'7", 260. Tell you what, you build this guy up with good weight. Mind you, he's going to redshirt. He's probably
Yeah,
going to redshirt a year.
yeah,
You build him up with good weight, you might be looking at a superstar left tackle. You get him to 6'7", 300 pounds, 310. And with that nasty streak that he has and that athleticism, listen, this kid is an athlete.
right.
He was a basketball player. You know how much Butch Berry, he loves that. Butch Berry loves that. He's talked about it.
His philosophy of building these guys up.
Of underweight guys that are big and tall and athletic, but slightly underweight,
Mm-hmm.
build them up with good weight in the college program,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got yourself a monster,
100%.
okay, with technique. Let's go. I'll tell you what, before we talk anymore, let's take a look at the film.
Let's take a look at the film.
You're going to see why I love this kid. Okay, there you see him pointed to. I want you to see where the guy ends up, and look what he does. He does the body bomb on him like if he was a wrestler.
The rest of it. Another pancake.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Plays over, and he sits there and does a takedown on the guy.
It reminds me
Another takedown.
of the blind side. It looked like he was going to take him all the way into the bleachers.
Watch. Bye. Man, every time he hits somebody, they end up on the ground.
Yeah.
And he doesn't stop until he's on top of you.
There you saw him play guard. I mean, he could play guard, dude.
No. This guy's a tackle. 6'7". This guy's a pure tackle,
You
dude.
think so?
Oh, this guy's a pure tackle. This guy's a pure left tackle.
Yeah.
With those feet and the athleticism that he has. And I love that mean streak. I just love that mean streak, man.
Yeah.
I love you know how much I love the trenches, and I want my offensive linemen just nasty and unhappy and hot and just they want to take it out on somebody. You know the type of guy you say good morning to when he's getting ready to go to the game, and he goes, and he just growls at you, dude. That's what I like about this kid McLaughlin. It just you see that when he does not stop until you're on the ground, and then when you're on the ground, he still doesn't stop because he body bombs you,
Yeah.
and he just throws his body on top of you.
I just brought up the guard thing because we saw it with Donaldson.
Yeah, no, but he's a tackle. He has these really long arms. This
Yeah.
guy's a prototype tackle. This is exactly you remember we talked about Samuel Anali
Mhm.
about if you chiseled a defensive end, you want him to look like that.
Yeah.
If you chisel an offensive tackle, you want him to look like Connor McLaughlin.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with that size, man. Oof.
Yeah, he's 6'7", really long arms. He's my favorite tackle. At one time, I felt really, really strong about us getting him. Now, not as much. Not as much. I do think USC's made some headway, and then you have all those academic things. I don't think he's going to go to an Ivy League
It's
school.
an Ivy League school, and not when you got USC and
Yeah,
FSU. And stuff.
no.
And he's been speaking very highly of USC. So, I mean, I understand your concerns there that we may not land them. But if we don't land them, man, I mean, those first two guys, hey,
Absolutely.
between Isaiah Walker and Jalen Rivers, I mean, I'll be happy with that, frankly.
Absolutely.
And that's just tackles. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the guards yet, the prospects for next year.
Could you imagine if we end up with all three of those guys?
Oh my goodness!
Because I do think we're taking three tackles, and I'm pretty confident we end up with Jalen Rivers and with Isaiah Walker.
Yeah,
I do think we flip him from South Carolina.
I can see that.
And if we get McLaughlin too, oh my God, what a haul that would be! That would be the greatest haul of tackles we've ever had.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into the guards.
Okay, then we got a couple of guards, and then we'll have one more tackle at the end. Jonathan Dennis is our highest rated guard prospect. He was one time committed to us. He was from South Dade, and people know we have great relationship with South Dade High School. It's been a good pipeline for us. We have 2 commits from 2020 already with Jaden Francois and with Keyshawn Washington.
Keyshawn Washington, yep.
Okay, teammates there. Jonathan Dennis is also a teammate at South Dade High School. So,
but I think LSU is the one that probably has the best competition.
I think it's the most competition. The Crystal Ball has 1 vote and is for Miami, so they have them, show them. And
there's been traction with LSU though.
There has been, but you know what though? I think I'm starting to see some more traction with us too. And I thought it was close at one point for him to recommit again to us. When who was it? Well, Francois. I think. Actually, didn't they both decommit? Francois and Washington, and they recommitted.
And then they recommitted.
Right. So I was expecting the same thing with Dennis. You're right. Maybe the LSU thing is the reason why he hasn't recommitted yet. He's 6'2.5", 279 pounds, a rating of 88.83, which is a very high 3-star.
Yeah.
16th best guard in the country, 381st best overall. Offered by LSU, Georgia, Florida, FSU, Auburn, Oregon.
If a crystal ball comes out, and I think LSU or any other schools, like any other usual suspects, get in the mix here, he's no longer going to be a 3-star, because you're going to see some of his 40 was 503, shuttle 487, bench 330 pounds, squats 445. But check this out: his bench at 185 pounds, he did 28 reps.
Yeah.
So this guy's a beast. He's a beast. And the fact that 1 vote is only in for the crystal ball and it's for Miami, if some more crystal balls get in and they start maybe leaning towards LSU, or you have other schools maybe offering him, I don't think he's a 3-star anymore, frankly.
No, but that's one of the reasons why I do feel pretty good that he's gonna circle back to Miami. I do think he's gonna recommit. Yeah. So I do think we get Jonathan Dennis. I mean, if I had to put it this way, I put his percentage at 75 or 80. That I believe we get him. So
I like that.
Let's go ahead and get to the
let's get to the clips on this one. Man, sometimes it takes me a while to get to these clips. All right, here we go.
You see him circled, 2nd level block, boom, pancake on your back. Now you're gonna see him either he just pointed to him again, another pancake. Watch this. 2nd level, stays on it, it knocks him to the ground twice.
Yeah.
Look at this. Throws the guy down.
Oh, and then that could have been a penalty, but it's all good.
There you see him, 2nd level. Again, gets him on the ground. Look at that. Pushes him all the way into the end zone. Gets him on the ground. Listen, I love
you
guards.
See the strength, man.
Yep, and I love guards. Look at that.
He's another one that finishes these plays. And he's pancaking these guys, man, and he's showing his strength, and he's using that brute strength to just completely just demolish anybody that gets in his way.
I
Frankly,
love that. That's the thing we go back to.
yeah,
Is I like a mean streak.
yep,
I like a mean streak on a guy, and I think he plays with a mean streak.
absolutely, one hundred
You know,
percent.
so I do think we get Dennis. So I think we have one commit in the offensive line, which is Antonio Smith, who looks like a likely center. I think if we take a guard, we take four more offensive linemen because I think we're going to take three tackles.
Okay,
Okay, so but if we do take a guard, I think it'll be Jonathan Dennis or this next guy.
yeah.
Okay, so you want to go to the next guy?
Let's go ahead and Trent Howard.
Yep.
Trent Howard, 6'3.5", 283 pounds, from Briarwood Christian High School. That's out of Birmingham, Alabama. His rating is a 83.66, 3-star, 69th ranked guard, 1200 overall player. He's been offered by Boston College, Georgia Tech, Dartmouth, so smart guy as well, among 23 other schools. And no crystal ball picks yet, but what do you think his chances are of?
I think the only way we get Trent Howard is if Jonathan Dennis goes to LSU. I think if we get Jonathan Dennis, I think we don't have a committable offer to Trent Howard.
I got you.
I think we're only taking one guard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but then the thing about that, yeah, I understand what you're saying because I mean, frankly, I don't see Trent Howard picking Boston College, Georgia Tech,
Right.
Dartmouth, or any other 23 schools over Miami. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's necessarily a bad consolation prize if we do get Trent Howard. I don't think he's anywhere near the player necessarily that you know that Dennis is, but
Right.
I mean, hey, he's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, and his film looks good. I mean, he probably should be. I think he's underrated, and I think he should be ranked higher. But frankly, like I said, I don't think if we get Jonathan Dennis, I think we don't. We say good luck to your son, to Trent Howard.
Oh,
So,
yeah, 100%.
yeah, because we're going to take tackles. I
Yeah.
mean, we want some pure tackles.
Let's go ahead and look at this film.
Let's go ahead and look at the film. And there you see him. He's actually playing. There you see him right there. Nice block. Pancakes him.
Wow. Yeah, that was impressive there.
No. I tell you what, he has some athletic skills too. There you see him. He's number 75. He's playing left tackle.
Yeah.
Another pancake. I think that's maybe one of the reasons why he's ranked there. Another pancake. He's ranked so low.
It's because they got him at left tackle.
They got him on the left tackle, and he doesn't project to be a tackle at the next level.
Yeah,
but there you see. Look at that.
Okay, guys, all of these, I'll go ahead and finish until the clip, and then I'll go ahead and say something.
Again, another man. He locks up with you. You end up on the ground,
Yeah.
and he ends up on top of you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Another one. Boom. Body bomb.
Yeah. So one thing that I would like to mention about all of these offensive linemen that we're talking about, every single one of these guys have like a mean streak and size to them, and that's something that I love to see. You're not just seeing video footage of staying with the block and locking up. No, you're seeing these guys literally just pancake and just playing with mean streaks in them.
I will tell you, that's where I see the difference in our recruiting with Butch Berry.
All right.
And with Danny.
That's a very good point.
They want nasty.
They want those guys.
That's what they want.
That's what they want.
They want nastiness.
And Canes fam, what are we known for? We're known for playing with that nastiness, for playing with that swag, for playing like I'm gonna punk you, man. Straight up. I'm gonna punk you.
Playing to the echo of the whistle.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. Playing until the very end of the play until they hear that whistle. And some of them even after some shots throwing their weight on some of these players. But
I love that.
Hey, I love it, man. That. Absolutely,
I love that. There's been some great linemen that don't necessarily have that nastiness, I mean, everybody talks about Anthony Munoz, who's probably the greatest left tackle of all time,
Yeah.
and you couldn't meet a nicer guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't play as a really nice guy, did he?
No, he didn't.
Jonathan Ogden's a really nice dude too. Didn't play like a nice guy, did he?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about Hall of Famers, but
Right.
the point is, you can be, and that's what we're recruiting. We're recruiting that nastiness, that finish to play,
Yeah.
finish on top of the guy.
Yeah.
So, and I love that. So, and I think that credit goes to Dan Enos and Butch Berry.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get to our
Now,
the
this
tackle.
is my pick. Yeah, this was my pick. Okay, this guy, we are recruiting him. Okay, we are recruiting him, and he doesn't have a ton of other options. He's 6'6", 260 pounds. His name is Caden Baker. He's from Fort Myers High School, Fort Myers, Florida. No rating or ranking or crystal ball predictions. And he's only been offered by 7 schools. The biggest schools are Pittsburgh and Syracuse, other than ours. He's a converted tight end and basketball player, but he's tremendously athletic.
And
raw.
That goes back to what Barry wants in his offensive line.
Correct. 6'6", 260 basketball player. Great feet. And he's not just a basketball player. He's a damn good basketball player. Okay?
Absolutely.
So you're talking about a guy who's, and I think he's ours if we want him. I really find him intriguing. And I think Butch Berry finds him intriguing.
Yeah.
I think Butch Berry, to a certain extent, I think he has some Dr. Frankenstein to him. Because he has this. He loves seeing these young guys who are really tall and athletic.
That he could just transform them.
He can mold them into something special.
Exactly.
I think this kid, Caden Baker, could be something special.
Could be one of those guys.
Now, mind you,
he's very raw, though.
He is raw, and I think the only way we take him is if we strike out on. I don't think we strike out on Rivers or even Isaiah Walker, who's a flip. If we strike out on Connor McLaughlin, then maybe we take Caden Baker as our third tackle.
It'll just look very ugly if we strike out on Rivers and Walker.
No. I think Rivers. I think Rivers is a given. I really do. I think Rivers. In fact, Rivers might commit during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Rivers is
what I don't want to see is, these top tackles that we're talking about for next year being possible prospects. What I do not want to see is, and I understand what you're saying about Caden Baker, but what I don't want to see is losing the more skilled guys and the guys that are higher ranked, and then us having to settle for a guy like Caden Baker.
No. I don't think we'll settle. I mean, I think I think Jalen Rivers is ours to lose. I expect a commitment from him in the next month or two.
Right.
Okay. And I expect Isaiah Walker, even though he still says nice things about South Carolina, and to give him credit, he's been loyal to South Carolina because I guess they were the first ones that really recognized him and stuff like that. But he's visited Miami,
right?
And I think he's going to flip. So I feel really good about Rivers and Isaiah Walker. And then if we don't get Connor McLaughlin, I think that we might take a third tackle, and that third tackle will be Caden Baker.
But let's go ahead and get to his film.
Let's do that. And you're going to like this film. Tell you what, you're going to be surprised, people. Now, I know this is from a scrimmage. He's number 57. But I want you to see his athleticism. He's just started because he was a tight end. So he just started playing tackle, and he's playing left tackle. And you see good footwork, good athleticism. And you are going to see a mean streak here in a minute. There you see a little bit. He pushed him way past the play. There you go. Pancakes a kid.
Throws him to the ground.
And you see he blocks them. This kid, he blocked them all the way to the coaches. And look how he stays with the block until the play is way gone.
I don't know, dude. I see him as a
developmental. Now watch.
Developmental.
Look at this block. Off the camera.
Yeah, that was nasty.
So
that was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, there's
There's
there's a
another
lot.
one.
There's another one. There's another Pinky. Listen, he's he's not most certainly not a finished product at all, but he's a guy that can
That Baker wants to put in his laboratory and turn him into something.
not Baker, but Barry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of BBs now. We got
Yeah,
yeah, we got Butch Berry and Blake Baker.
Bubba Bode. Bubba Bode.
Bolden, that's right.
Yeah.
But that's more or less. Let me give you some other names to know at the offensive line. Uh, Apparently, we're getting a little bit of attention and a little bit of positive feedback from Marcus Dumerville. Really highly rated guy, plays at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Is he related to Dumerville?
To Elvis Dumerville, I don't know. I don't think so. To the
That'll be a good bloodline.
I do hear you're not kidding. No, I do think that that's a more common name than people think. But the but he's always been rumored to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma has 100% of the crystal ball picks. He's from San Thomas Aquinas. Lately, though, I think we might make some traction on him. So it is a name to know. He's a really highly rated tackle, Dumerville. In fact, I think Dumerville might even be rated higher than Rivers and Isaiah Walker. Michael Carmody, that's the guy who's from Pennsylvania. He's the one that mentioned that he had either a girlfriend or a friend who's a girl who's a student at University of Miami
Okay.
and loves it.
Right.
So we're still working him. I still think we have a shot. People are showing him as either Notre Dame or staying in state to play at Penn State.
Okay.
But he talked a lot about Miami even before he took the visit.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think we have a shot at him, but we'll see. I mean,
Right.
he's definitely a take because he's also a highly rated guy.
Yeah.
So Gerald Mincy is a guy that we get mentioned, we get linked to him a lot. He plays at Cardinal Gibbons. The crystal ball has him to Florida. I'm not feeling Mincy. I'm not feeling Mincy. Good. I mean, listen, he's a good player. Huge guy. Huge, big dude. He's like 300. I think he's like 330 or something like that. He's a big dude. Doesn't play as big, I would say, but I don't see him really showing Miami much love. I really don't. So Mincy, I don't think is a guy that we get. Another guy to know is Damian George. I think we offered him just recently. He's a big tackle from Texas. That's a name to know. Another tackle from New York, Ibrahim Traore.
We've had good
Yeah, we have.
from New York. Got guys bringing in guys from New York.
Yeah, with our New York connection.
New York
Uh,
connection.
he's a guy that we might take at tackle.
If we
He's
miss,
ours if we want him, I think. If we miss.
if
Right.
we miss on a bunch of the other tackles.
Correct.
Yeah.
The only other name I would say is Richard Leonard, who was linked to us a lot. He committed to Kentucky. Used to be committed to Kentucky, but now all six crystal balls have him going to FSU, and I believe that. I mean, I don't think we get Richard Leonard.
You
But
got all you got if you got all six crystal. And this brings me back to the whole crystal ball prediction with Virginia Tech. It's hard to flip a guy like that, man.
Listen, I mean, they obviously have their ears to the ground, and 247 does a great job. I love our Miami reporters, Andrew Ivins, David Lake, and Christopher Stock with 247, and they do a really good job. And those crystal balls, many times they're 80% right, And mind you, they don't always keep their picks the same because
So
if they hear something different, they move.
are you telling me that 80% that Jalen Hyatt is going to Virginia Tech?
I feel pretty good, man, about Hyatt. I do. I know it's a hunch. I'm not.
Hey, you've come through on hunches before, big dog. So I'm not trying to poop on your parade here, but
No, I know. No, listen. Can I tell you verifiably that I have some inside information I have as much information as I could possibly have, and I read everything, and we both do, and we listen to everything, and
yeah, but you are research champion.
Oh, thank you, dude.
I've never known anybody that takes this research so serious. I mean, I try to help out when I can. I'm more on the production and editing
Technical
and
side, absolutely.
on the technical side. So my old man. I mean, the amount of hours that he puts in, not just looking up on Google and looking up on HUD and looking up stats. No, he's looking at VIP access to so many different kinds of articles. DMs with people that we don't want to mention that have insider information that tips us off on certain things. So, dude, I mean, you're on the ball when it comes to his research.
Well, you know what it is? I love it. I just
I
love
know
it.
you love it. I know
I
you
love
love
it.
it. I know
I
you love
love
it.
it. And I'm a fan of all the South Florida teams,
Yeah,
but the Hurricanes have a different position for me than anything else.
absolutely.
I mean, to me, the Hurricanes are like a religion. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not being sacrilegious. I'm not, not
No,
comparing it, but I'm saying a religion in terms of how obsessive
yeah.
I am with
No,
them.
I know.
And but that's, I mean, they're just and I enjoy it. I just love it. I love watching a lot of film. It's just, I love football. I always have.
Guys, frankly, I'm not saying it because he's my old man, but I just no knock on any other channels that cover the Hurricanes and stuff like that. But when it comes to really breaking down these players and giving the most amount of information when it comes to these targets, I truly believe that you guys are just not going to find this much info on the players that we're talking about and the kind of breakdown that we're doing. And frankly, is because literally before every podcast, all right, we do days of research. Days, especially because sometimes things could change from one day to the next. So we want to make sure that before we're bringing you this information, that it's up to date and something new didn't break, this morning, and we didn't pick it up. We're always on top of things. My old man especially. So I truly believe that you guys are gonna get the most information on this channel when it comes to the players coming in. No knock on any other channel, man. Frankly, we watch you guys.
Absolutely.
We watch Alonzo. We watch
Wholesome. We watch
Wholesome is another one.
Boys, we listen to
Orange Bowl Boys.
And NBMD, NMD. Isn't that the another one?
Yeah, they cover
videos.
Yeah, they cover a bunch of football videos, stuff like that.
Listen,
So
guys, like I said, not and we love the support you guys giving us and all the wonderful things. And again, before we sign off, please hit that like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe and hit the notifications bell and share. Thank everybody for all their support. And
absolutely, guys.
A lot of great channels.
I think maybe this one a little longer than anticipated, but I don't think it was as long as the last one. So I mean, we're gonna do our best, guys. This is offense. We're gonna do a separate video on defense. I mean, we're trying to get better at this, guys. We're gonna try to condense it, but like I said and like I've been saying, we're really just trying to provide you guys with the most information possible that you can have at your disposal, so you could really understand what's going on with everything.
Defense, I was thinking about this. We might actually have to split up defense into two because there's a lot more targets in play on defense. So if we do split it up in two, we'll figure it out. But if not, we'll try to keep them, like I said, around an hour and like 20 minutes or so that we're trying to shoot for.
We're trying to shoot for that. So that's definitely going to be the next video coming up. So look out for that. Like the old man said, like, subscribe, guys. Keep on sharing. Keep on providing us with your constructive criticisms. It makes us better. I always say it. We can't do it without you guys. So thank you for the support. Keep it coming. And as always, it's all about the you, baby.
It's all about the you.
It's all about the you. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again.
Brian Little. Yoga.